what are the near-term headwinds that we have? Ford saying they're going to cut back on production, and even Elon Musk saying Tesla will do the same in the near term.
Yeah, the challenge here is price, really. One of the things that really kind of shook investors in Tesla was the suggestion by Elon Musk that maybe price cuts aren't done this year. That he wasn't committing to this idea that he wasn't going to cut any more prices, and really that's kind of gets at the overall issue in the industry is electric cars are just more pricey than gas cars, and what will customers pay for? And so we've seen a little bit of a price war. And when we look at Ford's results, and you see that they're losing $40,000 on the sale of the Mach-E, each Mach-E, that's kind of something that shakes investors. It shakes the companies, the C-suite, and it is worrisome if you're going to have an electric future.
I mean, it's certainly not sustainable to continue to see losses when you sell a vehicle. I want to dig a little bit deeper in prices, not only prices of EVs, but also gas prices. I'm taking a look at AAA right now. Regular unleaded 13% lower than a year ago, 25% lower than the all-time high in June of last year. Do gas prices, if they stay where they are, does that continue to be pressure on the EV market, despite just the macro trend of people looking for more sustainable vehicles? And there's also, at least here in the U.S., federal regulations pushing the market that way.
Yeah, it's interesting. Years ago when the auto industry was thinking about electric vehicles, it thought it needed to compete against gas prices, and that's why they really struggled with bringing out a kind of an affordable electric vehicle that really could kind of compete in that area. What the breakthrough that Tesla had was to sell an electric vehicle that was so cool, that was so sexy, that it wasn't about price. It was about performance or something else. And that was kind of the winning model for them. As the industry tries to move forward to get more people into electric vehicles, the challenge with price is going to be the issue there. Just because a person is looking at it as maybe their daily driver, and they're weighing all of these things: range, how far they can go on a charge,
right,
the cost of ownership. These are kind of the major levers that are being pulled.
Let's talk about competition overall. We're highlighting some of the biggest players, Ford and Tesla, and some of their plans to cut back production, but we're also seeing increased competition. Our Phil LeBeau came on. I was a bit shocked. He said the Rivian R1T, that's the best-selling electric pickup in the U.S. Are some of these upstarts, are they starting to pull some of the market share away from the OEMs?
Those are very interesting products out there, and bringing excitement into the market, but also making it making it more competitive for those established players. Ford just is not the king of pickups when it comes to the EV market. And not to say that their offering isn't appealing to people, but there is huge competition, and it's only going to get harder later this year as Tesla brings out its Cybertruck, which is going to kind of probably appeal to a different kind of subset of buyers of pickup, but nevertheless, in the electric space, add a lot of spark and competition.